I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by Oasis. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Better now that you're here. Please
Thank you.
introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Oasis. I am a Kitsune VTuber. I play a variety of games, and I am a very big loudmouth. That is one of my top achievements in
that's
my chat.
that's perfectly fine. I'm all for that. So when did you get started with VTubing?
Funny enough, I used to be a face cam streamer,
Mm-hmm.
I think when COVID first hit, like in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to kind of be like, man, I have to like take like maybe 5-10 minutes before stream to do makeup.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I don't want to do that anymore. So I originally was just gonna have I made my first 3D model
Mm-hmm.
and it was just gonna be me as a character, but then I decided, well, I like foxes, so why don't I kind of add that to it?
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just a rabbit hole where I eventually got my first live 2D model made, and my second one was actually just debuted recently.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a big rabbit hole to jump into, but it's been an amazing experience, and I've loved every bit of it.
Yeah, so you started with the pandemic when everybody was still isolated up, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had actually just graduated high school
Mm.
uh online
Well,
because, no one was seeing anyone. So I
right.
was like, you know what? I'm home anyways. I do college online. Why
Mm-hmm.
don't I just play video games for fun and see how it goes?
So you got into it as kind of you had nothing else to do.
Yeah, kind of. And it really took off because I actually did happen to get COVID one
Oh
time.
yeah.
So I was literally isolated in my room and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna play games this entire however long this lasts that I have to stay in my room. So you know what? I will just play games. And I think that's kind of when it started to take off is when I was more consistent with it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because I used to stream on a PS4.
Oh
And then I eventually got to get a PC.
yeah.
And so now it's definitely upgraded, but man, the PS4 mics do not do anyone justice. It sounded awful.
They weren't made for that sort of thing to be to be truthful. I mean they you when you do have a good microphone, it does make so much difference, and it doesn't really have to be the most expensive one either. It's just one that's good for talk, and
Yeah, of course.
and and, but if you're going to do things like singing, if you're going to do voice work, acting work, you're going to need something with a better frequency response. But um, me and my monotone like this microphone, uh, uh, it doesn't necessarily have to cost you a mint to get started on it, and well, with your PS and working on it, how did it feel being in front of an audience and streaming?
It was a little bit nerve-wracking in the beginning because it was, well, I don't know, because I'm a little bit of a chicken when it first came to it. It was like, okay, I don't know who any of these people are, but in return, they don't know who I am. So it kind of gave me like a little bit of confidence.
Hmm.
But then when I got to my PC starter and I started doing like face cams, I was like, oh crap, people can see me, but I can't see them. So I think it was more scary when I was streaming with a camera,
Yeah.
minus without it. And then with VTubing, it's a bit of both because like I do feel confident because people can't see me, so like I literally can be in pajamas
Hmm.
and no one will know
Yeah.
unless I tell them.
Right.
But then there's also people who like sometimes critique your model and I'm like, I don't want you to critique my model. I love her. Get away.
Back off. Back off.
She's my precious baby. I spent time building her. Please go away. Don't say anything.
So did you built this model yourself, huh?
Well, all the lore, yes.
Hmm.
Originally, I was going to do my first Life 2D model, but then I didn't know how to do that. So I did reach out to artists who really helped me along the way. And then for this recent model, funny enough, my boyfriend actually designed it for me. We
Oh.
were working on it together. And then obviously I got to work with some pretty great artists to make it really come to life.
Mm-hmm.
So huge shout out to him. He's
Yeah.
very sweet. He's
Go ahead.
amazing.
Go ahead and mention him.
Yeah, he does all my thumbnails actually.
Mm.
He's a thumbnail artist. He does illustrations and things like that. And he's amazing. Genuinely love of my life.
Mm.
Amazing person, and even if he wasn't an artist, I would love him because he's a great person and a great friend.
Ah, well, I hope you heard that. You know, you, you know that you now owe her big time for that.
His ears are turning red somewhere. He gets a little he sneezes because I'm talking about him.
It's like, oh boy, something just happened.
Yeah, exactly. One of those moments.
Well, I mean that's great because then it sounds like you automatically had the support system there for you.
Yeah, well, it's funny because he does some videos on YouTube, mostly of like time lapses, and
Mm.
I edit kind of a lot of my videos. So I was like, hey, you do my thumbnails, I'll edit your time lapses. So it's like
Mm.
we both support each other in different ways.
No,
It's just a really good support system that we got going on.
I've always loved those time lapse things. It's just and the most mundane things sometimes are the most fun to watch for those time lapses.
Yeah, of course. Especially when you have good music in the background. It's
Mm.
like you can listen to the music or you can actually watch the art. It's both is good,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's kind of it's kind of a natural art, and you
Mhm.
kind of watch entropy happen,
Yeah.
and
Let me
it's
tell you, he'll draw a circle and
yeah.
then somehow he'll have like this masterpiece. And I'm like, how did you do that? I can't draw even a stick figure.
That's what my wife and I have a situation like that too. She is so talented that it actually brings up the average to zero, which is pretty amazing considering how bad I am. But uh, so
Out.
so with the changeover to having the avatar, were you more comfortable to kind of let go a little bit and be more yourself and be more open?
Yes, I was. It kind of helped with like, I don't know, like obviously everyone's gonna have their own insecurities, but
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was kind of like a bit of a time saver with the transfer over because it was like, okay, great. I don't got to do makeup. I don't have to make sure I look semi decent.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely saved time. But funny enough, it's not my looks that I'm like nervous about. It's my voice. And I was like, damn, I can't change that without a voice changer. And I'm not doing that because that's just too much,
Yeah.
too much for me.
So what are you worried
So
about your voice for? Is this?
well, it's funny because a lot of people come into my chat and they're like, "Oh my God, are you sick?" And I'm like, "No, this is just my
Oh,
voice."
oh, that's not good. That's a
No, it's
that's a
okay.
that's a
It
wonderful voice.
happens.
It
It's
really
all
is.
right.
It really is. I mean, it's it's both welcoming and distinctive at the same time. That's there's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you.
And very natural sounding and not overly processed, like a pop song.
Yeah.
That drives
Thank
me.
you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and that sort of thing is kind of a key sometimes because I know you've probably watched some folks and heard them on the radio, especially
Mhm.
putting on a fake voice and it sounds really ridiculous. And it doesn't sound as um, real
Yeah,
and
I get you.
personal. And some people can pull it off, and good for them. Me, uh, I've this is what I got, and that's what I work with.
Felt that.
Yeah,
That's so valid.
yeah, and it really, I think it just kind of builds a little more connection with the people you're talking to and the people who are listening to it. Um, so how long did it take for you to get a good base going as far as the following goes?
That was hard. So, I mean, I had, what was it? Because I actually have the date written down. Ha 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 ha. Well, I've always had a pretty decent community. You know, there's people that have known me since I was a face cam streamer,
Hmm.
since I was a PS4 streamer.
Hmm.
So I think it's pretty consistent in that regard.
Hmm.
It has definitely shifted around a bit. So for instance, I hit affiliate back in 2020, but I only debuted my VTuber model like late 2021, I want to say.
Hmm.
So while it was a change, obviously, but I don't think it really affected my community because I was still myself. It's just, hey, now I'm an anime girl, which, thumbs up for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but it did shift a bit where because I had a portion of my streaming where I was in a group with some people.
Okay.
Um, and through that group, I obviously got to meet more people, more friends, more people in the community.
Hmm.
And I think through them, I also hit 1K followers on Twitch in like 2023.
Cool.
But soon after, we obviously amicably parted our ways just because difference in content creation, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Right.
Um, and I've still kept a lot of my community from, like I said, my PS4 days, but also from that group and their community that they kind of brought me into.
Hmm.
Like I still have some people from there that, they're like, "Oh, hey, so nice to see you. It's been a bit, but I hope you're doing well." And it's nice.
Yeah.
I think it definitely benefited the community and also made more possibilities possible for me.
Excellent. Now, there are some folks who, when they make that transition, for some reason, they lose some audience right away.
Mhm.
And sometimes people have to start completely over. But it doesn't sound like that was that way for you. They stayed through for the most part and stuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for my community, honestly.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people who have actually become like really close friends
Mm.
in there. Like, even if I'm not streaming, I play games with them because they're good friends of mine.
Mm.
And overall, I just like making my community happy. Like, I like hanging out with them. I like chatting with them in stream. And it's kind of funny because I have a different like way of showing love. Like if I pick on you, I love you. But if I don't like pick on you or joke with you, it's like, all right, there's this gap. It's
Yeah.
not that I don't like you, it's just I don't feel as close with
Right.
you.
Right. The camaraderie there
So,
isn't quite there. It's
yeah.
it and and the great thing about this medium is being able to make that contact, not with just somebody who's next door or somebody's close family friend, but somebody who's on the other side of the planet. You can make
Yeah.
that contact with. Does it ever hit you that your potential audience is about 95% of the world?
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I actually met my boyfriend kind of through streaming because obviously, I watch other VTubers, I
Mm-hmm.
watch regular YouTubers, and he was a thumbnail artist for one of my favorite ones. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Oh my God, I gotta commission this dude." So I'm going in fully expecting this guy to tell me, "Who are you?" You're like, "Who are you?" I'm
Yeah.
not expecting him to even respond. But he responds to me, and we did like 3 commissions together before we ended up becoming friends, and eventually he goes, "Hey, I like you. Wanna go out?" And I said, "Let's meet in person." And we did, and we've been dating ever since.
Oh,
But
cool.
it's like it's funny because he goes all the time. He goes, "Oh, I can't imagine like what if we never met through Twitter? What if I never became an artist?" And I'm like, "Shut up. That's not this reality, so it doesn't matter." But it's like it's crazy
Mm.
how there's a lot of my current friends and, my boyfriend who without streaming I would not have met. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy to think about it that way.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing, really. That is an opportunity that 20 years ago wouldn't have been able to happen.
Mm.
And certainly when I started with radio back in the 80s, it certainly would not have happened. Um, you would have had to talk to people over a phone, and not a
Yeah.
cell phone. Sometimes a rotary dial phone. We still had those back in those days, and everything you did outside of town started costing money immediately. Um,
Yeah, of
and
course.
it was such a different world. Um, it's it gets to be a very small world with this. Does it sometimes, now that you've been doing this for a while, have there been times when you've kind of wanted to step back a little bit and kind of assess exactly what's happening with you on the net?
Yeah. I've definitely, well, before this model, I would say before this model debut, I definitely took a step back to like before I even commissioned the model, like the design was done, but we were sat there for a bit and I honestly was debating not ever debuting it because, sometimes brainworms are a thing. They tell you all kinds of not good stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for some reason I was like maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I should just kind of back out before I get ahead. And that week, I think I did like my most streams where I was like, let's see how I feel because I don't know, I guess I was feeling low
Mm,
on streaming.
mm,
And like as I kept doing it, I was like, ah, I can't say no to this. Like I gotta keep going because it's just, it's not even that it's a job for me, is that I genuinely have fun with it. Obviously, I try to be semi-professional because it is something that I would love to have like a part-time job with
yeah.
if that were to ever happen.
Right.
But it's also just fun for me. It's a hobby. I've always loved video games. I
Hmm.
grew up with two older brothers, so my
Oh.
entire life was not Barbies. It was Nintendo, Sega. We used to play on the Nintendo 64
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah. 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 The family dynamic makes that a must in that
Yeah.
situation. Little sister gets drug along,
Oh yeah, I definitely did.
or
And I got beat at Melee so many times.
I've won 35 straight against my little sister.
Yeah. Well, it made up for it because I then started to play games outside of like the house with at like school, and I was good at the games because I had gotten a beating by my brothers in game, and I was like, I can't do this publicly. I gotta win publicly.
Well, first of all, you'd never hear the end of it when you got home.
Exactly. It'd be, oh, we've been playing this since you were able to grasp a controller. What's wrong with you?
Don't you know how to, you do this, and you win? That's how you do it.
Exactly.
uh, the um the thrill of having folks watch and get entertainment from you. Was that something that you sought early on, or were you one of those folks who wanted to get on stage and grab the mic?
I don't know. I always have hated going up like on stage in real life.
Mm,
So like stage fright has been like me. Like anytime you're doing a school presentation, like I'm the worst person. My hands get so sweaty.
mm,
It's awful. But with streaming, it was like, okay, I can have a kind of genuine conversation with someone, but also not put myself with full vulnerability that it's like, oh, hey, you know who I am. You can look into my eyes. It's like, I
mm,
don't have to make eye contact with anyone on stream.
yeah,
I can just chat what's ever in my head, read some chats, and then as I go on, just have a normal conversation depending on what someone says.
yeah, yeah. I had that with radio for as long as I did it, which was a long, long time. The difference between talking to 10 people who you can see in a room and they can see you, and 1,000 plus people on the radio who can't see you is immense.
Hmm.
Give me the people I can't see every time. I don't need to know their physical reactions to what I'm saying or
Same.
how it looked like. And it's that's why I kind of draw a parallel to the old radio DJs and the VTubers now, because back when we played music, on the records, the record players, um, you could hear a song on many different stations in the same market, but people came back for the personality of the person playing the song to the same station.
Mhm.
And here you got, if you want to watch somebody play Minecraft, you probably can watch 1,000 of them at any particular point in time playing Minecraft. But you come back to the person who you enjoy their banter, their conversation, their personality. Um, Again, it's how it's you draw them in with one thing, but you have to keep them with who you are. Um,
Yes, exactly.
and that makes a big difference. And there are folks I think who are generally really shocked that there are people who enjoy them and will come back and look forward to seeing them again and again and again. Um, when you first started getting return customers, so to speak, um,
Mhm.
did that ever sink into you that these people are doing this on purpose?
Yeah, it's funny because I don't know. I feel like I am kind of entertaining. Like I think I'm funny because I sometimes go back and watch my own things and I'm like, "Ha, that was funny." Like I genuinely laugh at what I say sometimes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I'm entertaining, but this might not be someone's like type of humor. So it's not that I'm not entertaining. It's just we have different senses of humor.
Hmm.
So when people started coming back in and like being like, "Oh, hey, remember that joke you told the other day? I really loved it and I told it to someone else." I was like, "Damn, okay." Like that's so nice to
Yeah.
be told, and it's like super cool that you think I'm funny enough to tell someone else a joke that I said.
Yeah. Yeah. It's people don't people who don't do the content creation or use a mic like this don't realize how much that affects a person.
Mhm.
And just to know that you had that much of an impact on somebody that they wanted to refer back to what you've done and they definitely remember it and they've enjoyed it and they want to come back for more. Uh, Very fulfilling, isn't it?
It is, and it's also how I made a lot. Funny enough, it's how I made a lot of my mods, because they always kept coming back and they were like, okay, like we kind of have the same morals and like ideas where we're like, okay, this isn't okay. And I honestly think my mods are some of my closest friends
Hmm.
because, we talk all the time. There's like a little chat that I have in the Discord where we all like I send them like little teasers of the new stuff I'm working on and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm reacting the same way. We're
Yeah.
all screaming in VC."
That's cool. That's excellent. And mods are so underrated as far as a person's success and comfort. If you have a good moderator or a set of moderators, it seems to take so much pressure off of you while you're
Oh
doing
yeah.
it. Um, First of all, you don't have to
Like I
worry.
feel so confident being myself,
Yeah.
and sometimes I don't even look at chat
Mm-hmm.
because like for like moderation stuff, I
Hmm.
look at chat to talk to people, but like I don't even have to do like commands, the simplest of commands, like shout someone out for a raid because it'll immediately be done by one of my and I'm like, "Oh my God, you guys are on top of it. You're amazing. I love you. Oh my God, thank you."
You have an entourage.
They are amazing people and I love every single one of them and I'm very happy that they decided to mod for me. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's nice to have folks who are not just doing it, but are really doing it, not just
Yeah.
saying it. I'm a mod and sit there and watch and help the people. I help the people by not doing anything. Um,
Yeah, of course.
and that does happen. But the to I'm gonna try to come up with the right words for this.
Mhm.
Have you have you recognized that you're kind of becoming a brand?
In a bit, in the sort of way where it's like, yeah, I realize it. Like it's my own brand now, and I'm like, wow, this is like, especially with this debut. I think this one was like the most professional one that I've done
Mm,
ever.
yeah.
It's my second one, so the first one was very much, hey, I have a model, ha 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 ha. But like this one was like, all right, we got overlays, we got emotes, we got this, we got BGMs, we got illustrations animated, we got a music video dropping with debut. It was crazy.
Mm,
Like it was a lot of work,
mm-hmm.
but I genuinely am so happy that I did all that work because it feels like the hard once you get it done, the hard work is paid off, and on top of that, everyone enjoyed it. So it was like, oh my gosh, all this paid off just because people enjoyed it like as much as I do.
Wow. So you had a music video debut, huh?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Listen to that voice. That I can tell immediately that you blushed when you said that.
I did because I I don't think I have the best singing voice, but when people watch your videos and they comment, "Hey, oh my gosh, your voice is amazing," you're like, "Well, I can't say no to that, so thanks."
You get kind of pushed up. That time you did get kind of pushed up on stage. Here, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you recorded when you recorded it and you got it together and you heard it back, playing back, all mixed, what went through your mind when you heard
I mean, I thought it sounded amazing, and it was like at one point I was listening to it and I go, "Is that really me?"
it? Yeah, it's I this is going to sound really off, but I could kind of tell that because of your voice that that you would be a pretty good singer. It's just there's something about the timbre of your voice that says that to me.
Oh,
Um,
well, thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. I was going to ask you down like, are you a singer, by the way?
Funny enough, I haven't announced this yet, but it's okay if it's in the video.
Yeah,
I will be, I think it's in later on this year, 100%. I will actually be in a concert that another VTuber is throwing. It's a charity concert.
cool.
So I'm actually going to be in that, and
Yes.
it's my first ever thing like that. So
Ah.
I am so nervous about it, but it's okay. I'm going to go in and have fun.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. First of all, congratulations for that.
Thank
Second
you.
of all, thank you for that because of working for charity, which is always a good thing. And and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. Um, People putting together shows, guest starring other people, and productions and this type of thing. It really does. The medium really does lend itself to it if you do it right.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll be seeing a lot more of that. A lot more people who put together not just streams but shows. Um,
Hmm.
well, here's our guest star, you know, uh, Trader Joe, and they come on and they have a 10-minute segment and maybe do a song or something and then they either stick around like the old Tonight Show. Oh, I'm so old. Or maybe someone else comes in, maybe the tape segment. There's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot. It's almost like the return of the variety show.
Exactly.
That's the first time I came up with that. But I really, but I just remember television used to have a lot of variety shows, um, and of course it wouldn't make a dime now. But the the fact that we have so many people now, so many talented people we're hearing from that we wouldn't normally have heard from, means that the talent is
Yeah.
out there and people are wanting to see that talent. Um, and I'm glad because I need to be able to talk to talent because I ain't got none. So with everything that you've been able to do, coming on and being a multi-platform person now, um, is there something that you want to do and haven't been able to do yet?
I would say yeah, because obviously there's more that I want to do with streaming,
Mm-hmm.
such as like I would like to continue to grow, but also kind of like one of my dream goals is to get like a 3D model.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I don't think there's anything that I haven't been able to do really. It's just that I don't think I'm at the level where I could do it or it would be beneficial, if that makes sense.
Yeah. 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 Like a
But I am trying my hardest to do what I can do for now and to continue and grow until I feel confident enough to go and do other things.
Is there? It doesn't sound like that. Just from talking with you and what you've been able to do, that confidence has been much of an issue. Um, you seem pretty confident in being able to do it. Is it just a question of knowing where the lily pad is before you jump?
Yeah. Because, like, for instance, I would love to do meet and greets at conventions, but I'm still deciding whether it'd be like virtual. And if it's virtual, when and where would I go? Or if it
Mm,
was in person, like how feasible would it be
mm,
to do that, you know?
yeah, yeah, and there's always that would that's something that folks who aren't doing this wouldn't have any idea how to handle how to
Mhm.
because it's being in person breaks a bunch of walls down right away.
Yes.
Hey, you got to present. How much of yourself are you going to present? Are you going to conceal your face? And then they doing it by transmission is a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
uh, if something happens during the stream and they can't hear you, there's not much point in you being there. It's like you just kind of wave, hi, and see what's going on. Uh, Being a person who does the editing like you do for so many videos now, and also going on and doing the live content, would you rather uh, would you rather have the ability to edit what you're doing, or do you enjoy the spontaneity of doing the live stuff?
That's a hard one because I definitely enjoy the spontaneity of streaming,
Mm-hmm.
especially because I get to talk with other people, play games with my friends. But sometimes when I'm feeling more relaxed, I prefer the editing aspect where I can sit back, relax, and just edit what I need to do. But I think honestly, I would always pick streaming
Mm,
over editing.
yeah, yeah. I've done the live and I've done the recorded. To me, I'm a little more comfortable with the recorded, but there's just something having that little extra, not knowing what's going to happen.
Yes,
You never really know what's where when the person on the other end is going to freak out or something, or or
exactly.
you're gonna get a Charlie horse right in the middle of it, something along those lines. You never know how things are going to happen live, and you really have to mind your p's and q's with it too. You don't want to you don't necessarily always want to say everything that comes to your mind because for some of us, like myself, my mind is a terrible thing. I have to keep reins on it. Have you found yourself having to dial back a little bit on occasion?
Not really. I kind of say whatever comes to my mind, but sometimes I don't know. I guess sometimes I do, but very rarely do I hold back. And I feel that that's because I'm so close with the community I have that I don't
Mhm.
feel like I have to hold back.
Yeah.
Now, when someone raids in, I'm like very nervous. I'm like, "Hi, nice to meet you. This is me. This is what I am." Ha ha ha. You know?
Just twirl the twirl the hair a little bit. Hi, nice to meet you.
Exactly.
Please stay. So, when you do get the raids, um, and do you enjoy them? Do you fear them, or both?
I enjoy them a lot, actually, and
Hmm.
it's really nice that someone would even like consider rating me. I
Hmm.
think that even just considering me like as someone to rate is like, oh, thank you, that's a compliment.
Hmm.
Um, I enjoy them because you get to meet new faces, and whether they choose to stay or leave, that's up to them, but at least you got to meet some new people.
Hmm.
And sometimes, like, the people that I have a conversation with from raids, it's like, oh, damn, like, I really like your personality. I hope you come back because I think you're pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's nice to be able to make that connection very quickly, and have a group that you can rely on. Um, is in watching one of your streams, um, if I were to watch your next stream, what would you be doing? What game would you be playing? What type of stream would it be?
Mm. Well, I definitely am trying to get into more story games.
Hmm.
Like for instance, I have Metal Gear Solid,
Hmm.
the new like thing that released where it comes with the three games.
Yeah.
So it would probably be a story game considering I am taking a tiny break from first person shooter games.
Mm.
Or it would be a game that I can play with friends like Mario Party or Mario Kart. Something like that. And if it's Mario Kart, it's definitely hectic because I let my chat join and they bully me. So very hectic, very much screaming.
Yeah. At that point, you're kind of the crash dummy.
Yes. I'm testing which cards will not save you from a car crash.
That's right. I finished 10th out of 8. I could do that very easily. It, but having that sort of connection with the audience is good. It does kind of create those uh, those bonds and the loyalty that would be very tough to do if you didn't have that sort of humanizing connection.
Hmm.
And it's good to see that you've been able to do that. Um, are you where you thought you'd be at this point, or did you think you even get to this point?
I honestly didn't think I would get to this point. I mean, I going into this, I never expected to be a VTuber
Mhm.
at all.
Yeah.
So like just kind of getting here is like, oh, cool. This is nice.
This pool is warm. The and with adding the music video and such and expanding and doing more things, getting more models and stuff. It really sounds like you're tailoring the suit to fit you a little more as you go
Hmm.
along. Taking more control of the situation. Um,
Yes.
yeah, how important is that to you?
It's really important because, I mean, I originally felt a connection with my first model, but, well, I should say the design of it because I love my first model still, and everyone who worked on it,
Hmm.
like, did amazing. But the overall design, it was something that I made, and I was like, it's cute, but I feel like I kind of blend in on top of it not really being me,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. And then
Right.
with this new design, like I sat in a call for hours, like talking about it, figuring out what I wanted. We had like three outfits before this one, and this one just was one of my favorites, so I picked it.
Yeah.
And it just really spoke to me, and I think it definitely matches the vibe I give off while also still being a bit, able to stand out, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And that does make the individuality has to be there a little bit if you're especially when if you're looking to expand. You have to
Hmm.
have some sort of individuality there, whether it's through being really silly or putting together a model to kind of hook them in. Do you see the avatar as more of a hook to bring people in, or um, a tool to help yourself be more comfortable, or both?
I feel like it's a bit of both, but like with my models, it's funny because I put myself into it, I guess. I'm like, okay, this is like an extension of me, if that makes sense.
Yes.
It's like I don't I see it like obviously I know it'll probably pull people in just for the design itself,
Mm.
but ultimately I do hope that they stay for who I am rather than just the model. I want them to appreciate the model and love the model, but also like me, who
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
in a way.
Oh well, they're coming back for you, absolutely, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's just a fact, and to have that ability to draw an audience and draw them back a second, third, fourth time. Did you think you had that ability before you started streaming?
Not really.
Mm,
I don't find myself the most like entertaining person,
mm.
but then, people show up to streams and I'm like, okay, maybe I am entertaining, maybe I am funny. And then like I start watching my own stuff and I'm like, oh man, I kind of am funny. So it's like it has boosted my confidence a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. You kind of found an aspect of you you didn't know you had.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and and knowing it at this advanced age, which is nowhere near my advanced age, I'll tell you that. But you're not 3 years old and learning how to walk. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you by the time that folks get to the point where they're able to put together a stream, they pretty much know who they are or to think they do. Um,
Yeah.
but here you got a chance to learn that you're a little bit more than you thought.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah. I
and
definitely did.
yeah, and that's fascinating to me to see that people sometimes they don't even know how entertaining they are, how talented they are until they are actually, somebody grabs them and puts them on stage. Here's the mic, go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It like forces you to come out of your shell in a way.
yeah, and then once you do, so many people get that urge to keep growing. Uh,
Hmm.
and it sounds like you've got that in Aces. You're just you've really kind of embraced it, and it's kind of embraced you too.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think it's definitely made me, I want to say kind of a better person, but also like more outspoken in a way.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's definitely made me happier.
Yeah.
100%.
And confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. In yourself, and I just hope it keeps going because you're an absolute delight to talk with,
Thank
and
you. I really appreciate it.
and obviously somebody who cares a lot about what they're doing, and cares not only that you're enjoying it, but the people who are with you are enjoying it too. It's not just an ego type thing,
Yeah.
although it does help a little bit to have more people in the audience. It's you're enjoying having other people enjoy you, which is really great.
Yeah, definitely. And I just think it's fun
Mm,
too. That's the most important thing for me is like I don't see it as a job. I'm like, okay, this is fun. I'm having a good time being here. And it's never been like a job to me. It's like, okay, I want to stream because I want to stream and I want to see everyone again and I want to play games.
yeah,
And it's just, it ultimately makes me really happy to do it. So why not keep doing it, you know?
yeah. I just want you to keep shining. You let us know what's going on, and when you get up,
I will.
when you get these events coming up, let us know so we can promote it a little bit for you,
All right,
and
I will.
get some stuff going on because I want to see just how far this Oasis stretches. Thank you,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
thank you so much for coming on. It's an absolute pleasure, and we'll get you on again pretty soon. Okay?
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.